Hi everybody, it's me Ashley Brooke. For those of you who don't know, I'm autistic. I was nonverbal till I was 7 and I stopped talking from ages 10 to 11. I've done a video like this where I explained a little bit of what it felt like when I was nonverbal, what I remember. I'm going to go over it a little bit again today. In hopes that maybe this might help maybe a parent with an autistic kid better understand their child. So I'll just start off by saying when I was younger, though I didn't speak at all until 7, I understood everything that was being said. I remember everything that was said, and I understood what was being said. Now there was more intense moments where there'd be, example, one of my mom's friends. She asked my mom, what's wrong with her? Is she the R word? You know? She asked if I was, the R word, and then I remember her too looking at me like my mom looked worried, and then the woman looked kind of disgusted or something, like she had a weird expression on her face, like she was like kind of like a pulling away from me kind of like look and body language. That I remember that I knew that she was saying something like I wasn't like them. Like I felt that the woman didn't accept me. I didn't break down fully, and I believe that it wasn't that I wasn't able to. It was more that it was so hurtful and kind of like left me feeling kind of like scared, feeling like, like acknowledging that there was something different about me. It kind of like I didn't want to entertain like what she was talking about. I sort of just like pulled away and like and withdrew. I remember things that people had said. I remember when they would talk about me around, in front of me, and it was very awkward and weird. I remember it being kind of like I wanted to imagine that I wasn't there. Like I didn't want to be there at that moment. Like I remember like getting overly stimulated and trying to look at other things and trying to visually trace things with my eyes and trying to like, occupy my mind so that I didn't have to be in that moment. When I didn't speak, it didn't feel like I didn't have like the memory of me being like, oh, I didn't speak. Although it was confirmed with my dad and my mom when I was younger, and my dad recently actually talked to him not that long ago, a couple months ago. Where he like told me like he confirmed that it was 7 that I started talking, and then I stopped talking again from 10 to 11. I remember it feeling like when people would ask me questions or try to talk to me, when I was like I felt almost like if I was like overly shy. It felt like that in my head, and I don't know if I felt like that because my mom would just tell people that I was shy when I wouldn't respond. Like, a lot of people would talk to me and, oh, how old are you? And stuff like that. And I wouldn't answer. And my mom would tell everybody, oh, she's just shy, And so I don't know if that's why I thought I was just shy for so many years. I do remember that when people would ask me or try to talk to me, I remember when I would try to pull myself, like, out of that awkward feeling of being scared. Oh, hi. Here you go. I have this for you. Eat the bubbles. My daughter. When I remember when people would ask me questions, I would, by the time I was able to like push through like to make myself try to talk to them or respond, by the time I was able to respond, they had already left, walked away, or the time had went by already. It's like it felt like everything was rushing. You want a marker? Here. I felt like everything was rushing. Like everybody was going too fast. And later on I realized that has to do with my auditory processing delay disorder, they call it. I hate the word disorder, it's so ridiculous. So what this means is that my own initial thoughts are highly advanced, and they were at that time too, highly advanced for my age. But information from outside coming in, like people ask me questions, and when there was an expectation that I had to meet for another, it took me longer to process that information because of my analytical processing. I have to break down everything in my head, like, what they were asking me, who was involved, and then I had to, like, it was sort of like I had to, like, I don't know how to explain this, but it felt almost like I had to, like, pull out my notes on how the appropriate ways to respond in these situations to make sure that I was doing it correctly, because of, I did lack a lot of social and communication skills. Over time, though, just a heads up for you who have nonverbal children, social communication skills is a learned behavior. You don't need to know that instinctively. So over time, your child can learn. If I were you, like what helped me, I would, it's gonna sound funny, but I would play music. I would prank call people when I started talking. Pretending and doing like accents, changing your tone of voice, high and low, and doing that with your child also helps. My mom used to sing a lot before, like, everything. Even if she asked me a question, she'd sing it. It was really odd. But I think it helped me. Socially, I always felt like the more, like, people were unpredictable, and the more I would kind of get away from them. I do believe that autistic children need a reassurance that you're happy, and smiling at them. It's important just to reassure them that they're okay, that they're doing okay, in that interaction. It's good to, like, compliment them. Like, what helped with me is, like, I would engage by doing little things. Like, my mom would pay me to do jobs for her, like, to go do, like, sweep this and I'll pay you this, or, give you this that I wanted, that's really, here you go, Mama. That helped me, because I didn't have to engage, like, personally. I was, doing a task, and I was getting my, it was a little job, I think we respond better that way, Oh, careful. Oh, that's dangerous. May I have that? Okay. So yeah, and getting him involved in dancing. I had a gay brother, and he actually, started having me, like, do, like, little dance videos, He had me dance all that one time. It was funny. I was cold-hearted snake and it was... Just the alarm. Here's your cheese. Cheese. Also, like, what it felt like for me is, like, it just felt like, it felt like I was really, really shy, and I was unsure, like, make sure you, like, don't speak slang to them. That's gonna confuse them a lot. It's gonna make them, even if they understood what you said for that moment, it's gonna confuse the communication later when they're trying to engage. So keep it very literal. It really helps. My time's about to run out right now, but I hope that information helped you a little bit. Just remember, we understand and we remember everything, so be careful what you say. Oh, you're dropping all the cheese, Mommy. Open? How many cheesies do you want? 3.
Baby head?
It's a baby cheese. This is right. This is a baby cheesy.
A cheese.
A cheese baby, if you will.